when you love your kids, I've done this. How many of you have ever had that one thing in the refrigerator? No, okay, only a few of y'all laughing because y'all know what I'm about to say. You know, when you have kids and they growing, you have that one thing in the refrigerator, and you went to work, and they beat you home from school. You know what I mean? Can I get a witness? How many of y'all know some older kids, and the parents get you, don't they? You know? It's like, I don't do that. Amen. And they beat you home sometime, and you had your heart set on them. And they go ahead and get it, don't they? They go ahead and get your stuff. All right? You know, why they go in there and eat that? Because they feel they had a right to eat. And they had a hunger. And they felt because you had already provided, they should be able to go and eat when they felt like it. Are you with me? See, God is providing for us. See, and here's the point I'm trying to make. How many of you would not feed your children? Even if it's your last. If it's your last. That's where another part where I was kind of break off to. Have you ever been able to go, no, you go and eat that? Come on, somebody, amen. Now, be real with me. I see my father do this when I was growing up. I was like, what are you doing? You can go and eat. Now he said, y'all go and eat. You know, amen. A lot of times we see it in the older generation. They tell us go and eat. You go and eat. No, I'll be fine. Amen. And then you ever see yourself do that? You know, there's something you wanted, but they'll ask you, you know, no, you go ahead. Reese do that to me all the time. Do you really want that? And I'm like, you know what I mean? But she hungry. And I say, nah, you go and eat. No, you really go and eat. You know. And so now, you know, when they grow, you get to a place where you turn the tables. I gotta show you how to do that one day. When they get older, you know, they start bringing home stuff, and then or they'll fix something, and then I remember this one time she come down on the steps. Well, she came down there happy as all to get out. I heard her coming, and I was like, I was just sitting there. I was with my computer and stuff right there at the table, and she comes. She's like. She opened that thing. Oh, no! I was like, what happened? What happened? I just go like that. What's going on? What's going on? And she was like, no, you didn't. I said, I knew what she was talking about. I said, I knew you were coming. And I knew you were coming soon. So I had to get here before you did. Because there was a hunger that was on me. I ain't gonna lie. The night before, I was thinking how to beat her. Amen. Because I knew somebody had to get it. I knew she wasn't going to get it. Amen. So I said, only got one other person to beat. I'm listening to me. So I got to beat her to the fridge. And so I beat her to it. She got down there and she looked at me and she just shook her head, left the refrigerator open going like this. That ain't right. That ain't right. I said, you just got to get up. You got to be able to move. It's no time set when you got to eat that. Did y'all miss it? I was taking you someplace. You was following. I was taking you. When you have a hunger, you get to a place where you can't wait. You're waiting for the time to come on, somebody. Because you know if you run down, you know it's there. And you know how good it is. And so you're just waiting. You're saying, I can't wait. Now, it's almost like Christmas morning. That's how you have to be with God when it pertains to His Word. I am so hungry and so thirsty for you. I just can't wait for the next morsel. Somebody say amen. I ain't complaining because it's manna, because it comes from you. Is that all right? That's where I got a hunger. When you're hungry, people who are hungry act different. People who are hungry will line up for food. People who are privileged act like I'll throw away a whole plate. I noticed this with my father. You know, one thing with my father, don't eat around him. Old school is like that. Isn't that old school? I think it's old school that's more like that. You can't eat around my dad and waste. Because he's looking at you like, what's wrong with you? Because he knew there was a time. See, you got to remember something today. There was a time when you wasn't eating. And now that you get food, sometimes in America we waste more when the other countries are, I wish I had his when he thrown away. You ever had a child? I look at children when they eat and I go, now watch this, I do this with you. Amen. I look at children when they eat and sometimes they leave meat on the bone. And they like, okay, can I tell a story? Aaron's boys was over my house up there. You know, they came over for after school. They had an after school program. It was me. I forgot. Look, I'm trying to teach them homework and everything. And I forgot. And you know, they done changed everything. I mean, I'm just trying to teach boy how to do cherries. And I'm like, there's a rule for it. And then Reese told me the rule. I was like, oh my God. And otherwise, I just kept giving the boy the answers. He wasn't learning nothing if I just gave the answers. Good, come on now. All right, now watch this. Watch this. So they go, and then Reese said, y'all hungry? They said, yeah. You know, that AJ, boy, I gotta tell you, that AJ, you keep working. Amen. Keep working. But AJ know where his food comes from. See, my God shall supply. And so you should, when you're hungry, you get faith. You can't come in my house and I have food and not give it to you. Come on, y'all. When you're hungry and you're poor. So he says, I'm hungry. He said, I'm hungry. And we whipped him up something. He getting meatballs. Spaghetti and meatballs. Not the kind out of the can. And so he getting meatballs. He said, man, I watched this plate, man. I'm sorry, man. I looked at his plate. I was like, good Lord. and Reese said, hey, now this can't be your dinner. You know, the way y'all eat, especially you, eh? You know? And but Abe like, don't give it to me. He ate because he was hungry. See, when you go do work, God is obligated to fill the hunger. Now watch this. So I watched the brother eat. His brother didn't take as much as AJ. You know why? Because his appetite is different. Because he had a different appetite. He didn't want as much. What's your appetite? All right. And so I watched him eat. I watched it. The one with the less appetite. AJ ate his, and AJ said, you know, add a little bit more. I said, where are you putting all this? You know, I don't know what it is about little kids, but they can throw. You know. And I said, man, you like bro, man. You know. I said, man, you can't. I can't have you over here all the time. You got to do the pizza with your cheese, your own. Amen. But no, I'm messing with it. But he went on. Reese said, no, you want to eat? We going to feed you. That's God. Right. But God says you'll be filled. It's a constant feeling with him. Somebody say amen. Now watch it. So little Gavin, I got to get to this point. Little Gavin. And see, sometimes that's why God puts authority in your life. I went in the room, little Gavin said, you know, he ate all his meatballs. You know what he did? I ate the part I wanted. Come on, man. You know, we're trying to get to parables today. Parables. You know. And so he said, yeah, I'm done. He's like, He told Auntie, he said, Auntie just rolled through the door. And he said, Auntie, I'm done. And she said, no, you ain't. He said, you better eat the rest of that. And he was like, all right. You know, and then I went in the room on, I was working with AJ, went home with AJ done, he did juice and everything. Because at that time he had a thirst. Because the hunger was taken care of, now we got to take care of thirst. I ain't done yet. There was a whole lot that was going on. So AJ comes back in, little Gavin, AJ out there, AJ doing his thing, he freedom. Because he didn't do what he was supposed to do. But the one dude, he's still there. And then he come back in. I was in there. He come in. Hey, he came in like this. I got sure he had a rope in on him. He came in like this. He said, he said, can I now throw this away? And I said, hey, buddy, put that plate down. And I was like, turn on around. I just told him, go on back. You know. The next thing you know, here he come again. He coming slow every time. He comes slow every time. And then I said, get a dirty word. He was like that. He like morning. I got it, none of y'all. I got it. No, she's like, and then he come around that corner, he's like, and then he put it down again. I said, oh, you're almost there. Keep going. Now watch this. Every time it comes a little longer. And then he went back. And then he came back this time. But now he's walking a little step. See, because authority sometimes have to push you. Because you know you're still hungry, but you're trying to refuse. See, because you only wanted to eat what you wanted. Somebody saying, and sometimes authority is saying, no, you got to eat more. Why? Because this is going to help you. Because you just was a little weak. He just had a little six-pack. So he needed food in his body so he could be strong now. So somebody's got to push him and say, no, you got to eat something. But this time he come around. Third time. I think it was third time. What? Third time. And then I like that dude, man. That dude is so cool, man. He come right back to you. And then right after he come back, yo, can you give me some candy? I mean, he was all up on my face, right? He was like, can I get candy, man? Can I get some candy? Why is he so close? I'm like, why are you in my zone? You know what I mean? We got our zones. And he kept getting in my zone. I was like, why are you in my zone? But you know what? Watch this. Because he did what he was supposed to do, I felt compelled to give him candy.